Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I am Ryan Cook. Whatever time you're watching this video, thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing.
I'm still out there. Oh my God.
Perfect, I like that.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, get the net, it's a DD. Get the net, bro, please get the net. Oh my God, this is a DD.
Hey, what's up guys? Nick the Informative Fisherman here, and you're watching Common Sense Fishing. Check it out.
Bam.
When they're monsters like that, they can, huh?
What you looking at?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Common Sense Fishing. Today's video is going to be particularly about the jerkbait, the fall bite, the fall to winter transition, and basically the jerkbait. When to use the jerkbait, where to use it, what type of jerkbait to use, what size, what rod and reel. We're going to break that down for you as best I can without getting too complicated. Now, I'm by no means a jerkbait master, so I may have some things that are quote unquote wrong, but they work for me. I get out there and slay them this time of year with it. So let's take you along for the ride and let's show you guys how to throw the jerkbait, what type of jerkbait to throw, and all of the variances in between. And I'm also going to add a bonus detail when we get to winter, what to do then. So we see you guys in a second.
This one feels a little better. Oh yeah. Bam. That's a nice one. I think that was the one I just seen chasing those fish. Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to show you guys some different types of jerkbait and then some lures that I actually use as a jerkbait but isn't a jerkbait. What do you mean by that? Show you guys in a second. We're also going to get out on the lake, test out my theories, and go catch some fish with the jerkbait. So let's get into it.
What we're going to talk about is matching the hatch, throwing the right jerkbait for the right situation. So far, this is fish number 2. I'm throwing a Stacy 90, a suspended jerkbait here. So I've cracked 2 so far on it.
All right, so here we have some different types of baits that are jerkbaits, jerkbait-ish. Why do I say that? We're going to get into this category here in a bit, and this lure. All right, so these are your traditional jerkbaits right here, this one as well. We're going to talk about the different types and when and where to use them. So you've got suspended jerkbaits, you've got floating jerkbaits, and you've got countdowns, baits that sink. Those are really good as well in deep lakes like McClure, Don Pedro. So when do we throw what? All right,
Let's get her back in the water. Yeah. All right. Just stuck another one here. Sorry you guys missed the fight. But again, let's see here. Get this out. Again, on the Stacy 90 suspended jerkbait here. So let's get her back in the water.
All right, so we're going to talk about the pauses on the jerkbait. So sometimes you're going to want to jerk the bait really hard, like I mean vicious, rah, rah, give it big rips, right? Sometimes it's just a subtle, like a worm hop, like pop, pop. Just a little, and I'll show you guys some video of that. So practice with the cadence, with the speed, and with how many jerks you're giving it. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it even 4 or 5? And then the pauses count. Start with like a 1 second pause. Then go to a 2 second pause. Then go to a 3. Work yourself up even up to like a 10, 15 second pause in between your jerks, especially in the cold water. All right, so we're going to show you some video of that.
So when jerkbait fishing, some of the things you want to choose and check out is, are you using a suspended jerkbait? Or are you using a floating jerkbait? Now, traditionally, a floating jerkbait is more for warm weather, and a suspending jerkbait is more for cold weather. Right now, water temperatures are about 58, 59, and that's the fourth fish I've got on the jerkbait today. You guys are only going to see so many because I got a real dink on it, and I didn't videotape it or take a picture of it. But so anyways, some of the tips and tricks for jerkbait fishing. Make sure that you're reading the bite if you're getting them. Are they hitting it on the pause? Are they hitting it on the jerk? Are they hitting it after the jerk? And then try different cadences. 1, 2, pause, right? Then try 1, 2, long pause. Wait a few seconds, okay? Then try 3. 1, 2, 3, short pause. 1, 2, 3, long pause. Find out what's working for you. So far for me, the bass have been hitting within about 1 to 2 seconds of the pause. So I've been giving it about a 3-second pause just to make sure, and I've been jerking it about 2 times. So then another tip I'd like to share with you guys when you're jerkbait fishing is there's differences on how hard you jerk, right? So make sure you practice and check out, you know, if you're getting your bites or you're not getting your bites, right? Change what you're doing. For example, watch. Sometimes what they want is just a small little jerk, right? Light jerk like that. Now, other times you may actually have to jerk it like this. Watch. Just depends on what the fish want. Sometimes, believe it or not, that vicious jerk is what will draw the bite out. Also, depending on whether you're fishing in grass, you know, what kind of cover you're fishing in. Right now, I'm using more of a smaller jerk, less of a heavy one. But there are times of year where if you're not getting bit with these little double and triple jerks like this, try double massive jerks like this. Right? Pause. Like that.
So me, I tend to throw these bigger jerk baits, right, when I know that I'm in a fishery that's got bigger bass, Clear Lake, Kelsey, stuff like that. All right, they've got big hooks. They're going to stick you some of them big fish, and they usually don't get off. All right, so when I know the fishing is awesome, there's even some times in the summer when the fish are suspended, I'll use these bigger ones out over water, open water. Throw these next to houseboats and docks, okay? Now, you got suspended, you've got floating, and you've got sinking. When to use what? I like to use a sinking jerkbait in the summer and in the winter. I like to let it get down. I'll count it down to a certain depth and then work it along, almost like a Kitech, but it has more erratic movement. So if you guys haven't tried that lure, try the countdown jerkbait. Really awesome lure this winter, and also when the fish suspend in the fall and summer when they get underneath the houseboats. You can toss it along and let it sink 3, 4, 5 feet, whatever depth you want, and then start working it. It's a deadly lure. Now, when do we use a floating jerkbait? Floating jerkbaits are usually fall and summer. They're like kind of more of a warm water jerkbait, and that's when you do that jerking movement and then the bait starts to float up. A lot of the times that backward floating action, that's when the bass will smash that lure. Now, I've watched fish in a fish tank back up when they're cautious or worried, you know, and to see a fish just all of a sudden stop and then back up like that, that's drawing out a reaction bite when the water's warmer, when the fish are just more vicious, in my opinion. Now, when to use a suspended jerkbait? A suspended jerkbait is something I like to use in the winter and in the fall to winter transition towards the end of the fall. Once the water gets colder, I like to keep that jerkbait down there, and then I like to just give it some pauses. Dead stick, basically. So what I like to do is 2 or 3 jerks followed by a pause. Now, sometimes you're going to want to have a long pause. Sometimes you're going to want to have a short pause.
Got another jerkbait fish here. Don't see it yet. Staying down. But it's fighting good. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. I need to get my net. Alright. Yeah. Nice. Another jerkbait bass. So again, I hope my jerkbait tips are proving off for you guys, or doing a, you know, hope you guys are enjoying today's show. More jerkbait action. So all right, we'll get this baby off the hook. See you guys in a second.
So when to throw what? As far as size and type, I like to try to match the hatch. So you notice we've got some of these golden colors here. I like this in a stained water. Okay, I'm going to go with the more realistic approach in a clear water. I've got crawdad, which I'd throw this right over rock in any water. Okay, this would be here a clear slash stained. It's got some flash to it. It's got some color to it, but at the same time, you know, I'd use this in both places. Actually, a couple of these I'd use in some stained water as well as clear water. Certain one of these would be almost clear water only. So I'm going to try to match the hatch, specifically like this one and this one and this one and this one in clear water. Also, look at the bill. So some of these jerkbaits have a real rounded bill, right? Some of them have a very skinny bill. Okay, so pay attention to the bill type. So do you see how that bill is right there versus this bill? Okay, this is going to have a much wider, much more erratic, and much more, yeah, it's going to go to like the left and the right a lot more. It may even roll sometimes on you. Well, this is going to be a much more tighter jerk, and this is going to run more in a straight line. It will pull out to the side, but it's not going to go really far. So this is more of a cold water. This is more of a finesse, in my opinion. Or when you're working along structure and you don't want your jerkbait going off into it, and say you've got a weed edge or you've got some timber, some rocks, and you want your jerkbait to work along that area, but you don't want to get your jerkbait snagged. This would be more for like fishing key cover and key structure. This one more of an open water, wide and erratic action. So I hope these tips and tricks help. What kind of rod and gear am I throwing them on? Well, I've currently got my Cinco on this, but I also like this rod. I'll use this for a jerkbait. It's not like, you got to remember, I don't have the best gear. So I don't 100% have like the best swim bait rods, best jerkbait rods. I've got what I can, and I try to match it as closely as I can. So I do like a medium heavy to a heavy for a jerkbait, depending on the size. And I like my action to be fast to moderate. So that one's a moderate. This one right here is, let's see here. This one's the Mach 1 power medium. This is the fast taper. So this is the one that I've been throwing the jerkbait on out there. You're gonna see me using this. This is the Silver Max, nice cheap reel from Walmart, Abu Garcia. So this is a Stay C90. This is a suspended jerkbait, and it's a 6 to 8 foot diving jerkbait. I like to jerkbait a little bit more under the surface, and like to get closer to the structure and to the fish myself than fish a jerkbait that only dives 2 to 3 feet.
All right, nice fatty out here. Don't forget to be tossing that jerkbait, guys. Right now we're throwing the Stacy 90 jerkbait suspended, 6 to 8 diving, 6 to 8 feet diving, and we're cracking some nice bass out here. So thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing. We're out here getting them. Hope my jerkbait tips and tricks help out. See you guys out on the next fish. Yeah. Nab over there on. Nice one. Looks like about a 3 or 4, huh? Oh, nice. I got a picture, or I got a camera, bro. I'll take one for you. So Mark just smashed one over there. What you using, buddy? Cinco still? Sweet. On the pause or what? Good job switching, bro.